week to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of the 25th of February. I'm Luke the Big Dog Williams. This is it.
He's broken.
I think he's broken. Is your back okay?
You mother...
Well, I was just asking. I know you have a bad back.
Why did you go there with that one?
I'm sorry. I was being nice and trying to ask my friend if they're okay.
Man, my man got screwed over. And we'll talk. I'm sorry. I won't go there. We'll talk about that.
You hated Logan Paul before the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, buddy. Oh, that son of a bitch.
Oh man. Anyway, how's your Sunday, Max?
Going. It's been it's been a day. It's been a crazy day, I tell you that. Doing all right. Had a good Elimination Chamber. We're gonna cover that. I thought it was really great. A lot of people are dogging on it, but like I said, we'll get into it later.
Also, we are going to wait to do the finale of the points race. We're going to review the show. We're going to wait for the coronation until next week.
Caleb's couldn't make it with us today. He's actually we sent him out on assignment.
Yeah, he's on assignment to
can't tell you where.
To find the biscuits. Apparently, is what I heard. I don't know that that's exactly fact.
But not like the crappy, like super overcooked flaky biscuits. They got to be the good biscuits.
The Grands. They have to be Grands, not fluffy. A sponsor.
Well, that doesn't have to be Grands. Not just Grands. Grands makes great biscuits, but there's other biscuit companies too. You know.
Let me ask you a question, Max.
What?
We getting paid biscuit money?
If you buy biscuits with your money, then yes.
No, I said, are we being paid by biscuit money?
No.
No?
Paid by biscuit?
No, Bisquick isn't giving us royalty checks? Then I will eat the Save-A-Lot biscuits until somebody sends me a royalty check.
I haven't gotten any dough from them.
That's terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah,
and yet, here you are, yes. We're going to get into the show. We'll go ahead and hit with the top story, which is kind of unfortunate. Stephanie McMahon has been named in the Vince McMahon sex trafficking ring, I guess.
Yeah.
Is what we're going to call it.
Her name had come up on a list of several others before, but I guess this is the first news really about it.
Professional wrestling, it sucks, honestly. Like, she was the one person in professional wrestling that you thought really cared about female empowerment and equality in professional wrestling and all of this, and yet she, if this is true, now this is allegedly, I'm going to say allegedly, so I don't get myself in trouble, but allegedly,
why I didn't use it myself, so I wasn't sure.
Ex-WWE divas are saying that Stephanie McMahon not only knew her father was doing what she did, but she helped him get away with it for years. I hope this isn't the truth, because if this is the truth, what did Triple H know? I mean, was he in on it? I would like to think not, because Triple H has always been a stand-up, straight guy with everything. I really hate to find out that he's on that magical list of cucks that we have to put on that list. Which we'll talk about one of those in a moment.
I have actually seen his name on one of the lists, but it wasn't from what I consider credible source.
Well, there's a couple wrestlers actually coming out.
So I don't know.
Paul Roma come out with a shoot interview saying that if you thought the stuff with Janelle, the lady that had the defecation and all that stuff take place to her, that's the name in the lawsuit, that if you think what happened to her was bad, Paul Roma says he's got stories that makes that look tame.
Damn.
This is a man that was in the WWE from the late 80s to early 90s. So, I mean, the validation there, is there validation there? Also, with him being a cuck, Vince McMahon, apparently, the Nails fight back in 92, the wrestler Nails, that punched McMahon in the office, got himself fired and shit, kind of makes you wonder what if Nails was in the right. when he dropped McMahon backstage for what he said about him. I don't remember exactly what it was that was said.
Right.
There is stories out there if you want to get into it. If you want us to dive into that, please let us know in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. But it's going to be very interesting within the next 6 months, just exactly what's going to come to light over Stephanie and, of course, Triple H. McMahon now out of power. McMahon will never see a jail cell, if you ask me. It's never going to happen. He'll die before he goes to jail. Vince McMahon is so control-driven. Like, he hates to sneeze. That's a legit thing that Bruce Pritchard said. Vince McMahon hates to sneeze. And when asked why does he hate to sneeze, he said because it's the one thing you can't control. He's a control freak. Vince McMahon does not lose.
Wow.
He's booked to win his entire life. Silver spoon, gold spoon, colleges, the wrestling business from his father, beating the United States government in the steroid trials. I mean, now we have, Mike McGurk and the ring announcer referee from back in the 80s that he paid off with the limousine and shit. I mean, the man has beaten the system so much with the money, he doesn't have the money now. If Vince McMahon gets convicted of all of the things that are up against him, he'll kill himself. He will eliminate himself before going to prison.
I believe you're right.
I really believe that.
I believe you're right.
He's that kind of control freak. He's that kind of weirdo. Anyway.
Question.
Yes.
Why didn't you introduce the correspondence?
You know, that's a good question. Hello, correspondence.
Because Caleb's not here, so we're kind of doing a different thing sometimes. Maybe we like to do things different sometimes.
You just like to forget about us.
But we don't
I
deserve
didn't say
acknowledgement.
that.
Acknowledge me. Damn right.
Wait.
Is it this finger?
Or is it this one?
Take your pick.
This one?
Like a gun?
Sure.
Can we do the dog? Ruff, ruff.
Yeah.
That works, right? Yeah, there we go. See, she's on board. All right. But again, this is a developing story. This is something that is just going to get predominantly more fucked up, in my opinion. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Story, we'll do more details on it when they come out. But this is in the infancy of everything that's going on. So I really hope that this is not the truth and this is not a rumor. Or, not a rumor. This is a rumor, not the truth. Stephanie McMahon, I really hate to know that she had anything to do with this. Let's hit us with the next story here.
Don't introduce us or anything.
Okay, then.
You still haven't.
I haven't?
No.
Well, you just told us not to.
Yeah. Hello, sweet tea. The professional.
Baby.
Hard R.
Let's roll it.
We'll roll with it. Hard R. All right. I was gonna call you. Man, I'm usually good with coming up with nicknames right off the bat, but Hard R kind of threw me. Do you like Hard R?
I don't. It took Caleb like 6 months to come up with it, though.
Oh man,
He said it had to go with the letter R.
I'm gonna come up with something.
We'll definitely come up with something.
You know what?
better.
Put your ideas in the comments.
Yes.
Let's put it up to everybody. Everybody get a little bit of an idea. What should Rachel's nickname be? I was gonna go with Fine, but that's just me. All right, let's hit us with our next story. This is obviously the home of Elimination Chamber in Perth.
It is.
This was before all the chairs and stuff arrived. As you can see how big this building is. Insanely big. This picture does not do it justice. 4,000?
Oh, so
Something
that
like that?
stage is always set up like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, what I'm saying is there was supposed to be more seats and things. But they had a little bit of a problem before the Elimination Chamber. It took them how many months? A month?
A month.
A month to get their stuff through the canal over to Australia due to pirates, from what I understand.
Pirates?
Yeah.
Did they not pay their doubloons
Are
for
you
passage?
sure?
Huh?
Did they not pay the doubloons for passage?
See, they stopped them. They stopped. This is right here. I have a photo officially of the pirate that stopped them. This is the pirate that tried disrupting WWE's travel plans en route to Australia.
Okay, look.
He asked them if they were ready, kids, but they didn't really respond the right. What?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure?
I don't know. We'll have to see. But no. But the everything got over. It did take a month's time, although almost everyone was accounted for.
Almost?
Well, yeah, I actually got a photo.
What do you mean almost everybody?
Yeah, Nick Mysterio was on one of those ships that got stopped, and I don't know where he's at now. They didn't check him in.
Oh, no, not Nick.
There's no in-flight movie that he ordered. He said they had to send back all kinds of stuff. But here's the thing. R-Truth actually had caught in wind after he showed up in Austria instead of Australia, because Truth does what Truth does. Now he's back on the trail of trying to find Nick Mysterio.
Well, you know what? We need
God love him.
We need a good private detective like R-Truth to find
He
Nick
always brings out
Mysterio.
the truth.
If
Everybody needs a detective.
If anybody out there can find Nick Mysterio, it's R-Truth.
You know what? I believe that's right. Where in the world is R-Truth? Should be a segment.
It should.
WWE, it should be a segment.
And you should
Just
give
saying.
us credit for it.
Royalty.
They should have given them the doubloons. Derek. All right, we're going to get into that now. Had our fun. Let's get into the Elimination Chamber. Here's the deal. The pre-match, pre-show,
Yes.
I guess you call it pre-show match now. I don't know if that's still the same thing now that they're PLVs or whatever. Premium live events. They'll be pay-per-views as far as I'm concerned.
It sounds
So
fine,
we're going
I'm
to talk
just saying.
90s here because that's when wrestling made sense. Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae were given the opportunity to dethrone the Kabuki Warriors of the tag titles. Now, they were unsuccessful. However, this was Indy Hartwell's first time wrestling in front of her home country on the pre-show, but still, that's a big deal. Unfortunately, didn't get the job done, but they didn't pin her. She was not the one that took the pinfall.
Yeah.
So she
Right.
didn't technically lose in front of her home countrymen.
Right.
I got a message from Brady Bowe in the Pro Wrestling Throwdown group chat that said, why not give her a push? Here's the deal. Indy Hartwell would be great and easy to push if they would continue the storyline with Dexter Lumis. That's all that the main roster knows of Indy Hartwell, is that she's married to Dexter Lumis. The majority of the people who watch Raw and SmackDown right now weren't really following a lot of the NXT where she's mostly known for. She was called up way too soon.
Yeah.
She got hurt and was out a while. It's hard to push somebody that you can't get the right groove with that depends on somebody else. Because Dexter Lumis hasn't been on TV in what? 4 months, 6 months, 7 months?
I
don't
even
even.
remember.
I don't know.
He's perfect. Well, when we went to Raw, he was there.
Too long.
But he's been on TV since then.
But very, very
I don't
sparingly.
remember.
Yes.
He did the Tacoma FD show
Oh yeah, he did.
where he
That's
played the firefighter and all that with the mustache and the
They
thumbs up.
should have had him and Karrion Kross's group of creepy people.
Yeah, he would fit pretty
or
good in there.
against him.
I also seen something along the lines of Eric Rowan was wanting to
Yeah. Gunther.
wrestle Gunther for the Intercontinental title.
That'd be bad.
I don't know how that would work. I would like to see it, but I just don't see how you would be able to swing
Eric
that.
Rowan as well hasn't really been on.
Well, Eric Rowan does not work for the WWE. Eric Rowan works for the NWA.
Oh, I'm thinking of
He used to work for the
Okay.
WWE.
Redbeard.
Eric Redbeard.
yeah. I'm thinking of that.
But I would really like to see that, but I just don't think he's got Gunther's number. I just don't. I can't imagine it.
I wouldn't think so.
It'd be great though.
think Dexter has been gone close to a year, says Derek.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, at
It
least
does
a
kinda
year.
seem like it.
Which is unfortunate because Dexter
Yeah.
is really funny. Max, how did we vote for the pre-show match?
For the pre-show match?
Yep.
Everybody went with the Kabuki Warriors, which I actually learned some really cool shit about the Kabuki Warriors.
Okay, sure.
That show and cartoon and comic and all the jazz, the Last Airbender.
Yes.
There is
They're kinda...
there's a tribe of women. I guess I think they were all women. That they're actually guys like who the fuck are these people?
Their name
and
is a little different, but they're basically like the
Their
same
names
principle.
the Kabuki Warriors. That might be loosely
Based on
The
something.
name is a little different.
They look almost the exact paint of like
they have
the
the
one
fans
girl.
like Kyrie has.
yeah.
And this is the new live-action one that's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Well, it's also on the original Nickelodeon cartoon. Also
Oh.
on Netflix.
Well, I've never watched.
So
the
you can
cartoons and stuff.
you
I've
can
watched
find
the
them
movie.
both online.
On
We're-
Netflix.
We were
now,
watching the new movie.
along
Yeah.
with the Korra Avatar on
See, I'm gonna
Netflix
smile like
now.
this. Maybe somebody will.
Maybe you could have a.
Don't do that. We don't do that kind of product placement. We don't own the rights to any of that shit, y'all. Although not a sponsor, but could be. Get a hold of us. Hey, here's the deal, man. If y'all want to test new sodas and shit on me, I'd do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat. Send me all your Mountain Dew. I don't give a shit. All right, let's hit us with the next one.
As long as there's 0 sugar.
Yes. I want all the 0 sugar ones. The first Elimination Chamber of the night was the women's. The Elimination Chamber that was won, as you can see right here, from the man Becky Lynch. However, the most improved women's Elimination Chamber in the history of women's Elimination Chambers, and it's all thanks to who? Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton was the star
Yes,
of the women's
absolutely.
Elimination Chamber. So much so that the crowd booed and chanted bullshit when she was eliminated.
Yeah,
And then I fell
honestly,
asleep
I'm
after
not.
she was eliminated.
Yeah, it didn't go very much
I'm
longer
not even a fan
afterwards.
of Tiffany. Like, I really was like, I don't normally like her. And she really, really impressed me.
Yeah, they really
I
killed
thought
it.
She was really good.
Raquel Rodriguez is another one. Went out choosing not to wear the makeup to cover the skin disease that she has right now, which she had to be in uber amounts of pain.
It looked like
She
it.
was painted to cover it.
She was painted to cover it up, but not to hide it.
Right.
If that makes any sense. Here's the deal. That woman's got probably the biggest pair I think I have ever seen to be able to go into the 100+ heat. I think they said it got up to record heat there with that makeup on that rash. Had to be miserable. Especially hitting those chains, hitting that wrestling, the mat, the ropes. Really had to suck. Here's the deal. Raquel Rodriguez, I've said a lot of things on this broadcast and everything about the outfit needs to change, personality needs to change. Here's the deal. If you're willing to do that, then congratulations to you for stepping up
She has great work ethic.
and throwing together a hell of a performance for somebody who put herself and her body on the line for the betterment of the card and betterment of the product. Raquel Rodriguez, you deserve all the credit in the world for being able to do what you've done.
Bianca Belair was just kind of regular old Bianca Belair.
Yeah. Although very talented. The KOD was kind of off. Liv Morgan was kind of off on a couple things.
They were both a little off.
Not anything as bad as it has been for the women's elimination chambers. I really think they knocked it out of the park this year. The order of elimination was surprising to me. I expected Naomi to at least last a little longer.
Yeah.
That's the
I did
only
too.
bad mark on this whole match was that Naomi looked terrible.
Now
Her wrestling
let's
was
talk
terrible.
about that for a second, Luke, because I have heard a lot of people complaining about Becky Lynch winning. that
Why?
they're tired of Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, it's just been constant Becky Lynch,
Who you have?
and that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, let me
Like,
ask you a
she's,
question. Would you have bought anybody else in there against Rhea Ripley
No.
for Mania?
Well,
Would
that's
any
what
one
they
of
were
them
saying.
other
They
than Becky Lynch stand a chance to
They
beat
want
her?
anybody but Becky Lynch.
Anybody?
Raquel potentially, just because of the
Potentially,
way she showed last night.
But unfortunately for her, you have to be in the public's eye a lot more to the crowd would shit on her.
Right.
If she would have won last night, that crowd would have been like, it's because of her affliction that they're giving her the
She
shot.
has the
said.
talent, she just doesn't have the face yet.
Right. Now, especially for a main event at WrestleMania, who you got? I mean, she just beat Nia Jax, which was my pick for her WrestleMania opponent anyway. It's the only one that would have made sense. Who's left? Rhea Ripley is going to wrestle who?
We
Liv
need
Morgan?
some more
No.
Fierce women.
Becky
Kinda
Lynch
lacking.
is the man, and you have now Mommy versus the man.
Yeah.
It sells itself perfectly.
Uh-huh.
They're going to put that in T-shirts. They're going to be able to make mugs and toys and shit out of Mommy versus the man at WrestleMania 40. It markets itself. If you thought it was going to go any other way than Becky Lynch, you were wrong. It was the great
Yeah.
thing. I don't know why they're bitching. It was the best outcome you could possibly
Yeah,
have,
we-
other than Tiffany Stratton upsetting everybody.
They're bitching because their wrestlers didn't get to win.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Well, maybe
We've
the
said-
wrestlers
Storyline
weren't
didn't go in
shit.
their favor.
We've said it before. Wrestling fans don't really know what they want because every time they're given something, what they think they want, what they think they want changes. And
No, Derek, you're 100% correct. Naomi wrestled flat in that match. It was
She's not used to wrestling.
So
WWE
lackluster.
No, we
style.
actually
Yes.
we talked about that even during the match.
TNA tapes a month's worth of shows usually in one night or one weekend. So Naomi's not on the road every night in TNA. She would film a night a weekend, 2 nights a weekend, a month. You know what I mean? She's not on tour. She's not hitting the towns like WWE is all the time. It's a different regimen. However, if that's the case, hide it. Don't put her out first. Don't let her start the match. Have her come in at like 3, get her little pop in, do the kicks, do the butt to the face that she calls the rear view. Hit them with the rear view, hit your kicks, do your dances and everything, and then when the next person comes out, then eliminate you. But do not start the match if you don't have the cardio to start it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't sound like an asshole, right?
Well,
'Cause I'm not trying. I'm not saying anything bad against it. I'm just saying her performance lacked. Is basically what I'm saying. I expected more for Naomi coming in. This being her, 3rd match back on the card minus the Rumble, so 2nd. She wrestled on SmackDown once and then the Elimination Chamber.
I think so.
Get in the ring and do some work. Do some pre-shows. Do some house shows. Do something to get that cardio back up. Because here's the deal. Other than Mommy and Bayley, who you got? Charlotte's out. Ronda's out. Shayna can't be seen as a viable contender because Shayna's in a tag team with Zoe Stark, so she's out. Liv Morgan is not believable. Roxanne Perez is in NXT. I don't believe her even there. So, who you got? I don't understand. The Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley is the Rock and Roman match for WrestleMania.
I think with more experience, I think Lash Legend would have been good.
Lash Legend is great. I will sing her praises forever due to the fact of the whole Shotzi injury and stuff last week. That Lash Legend, sign her. Sign her now. Put her on SmackDown. Put her with somebody who can actually... The Metaphor group, I get it. It's funny. It's annoying. It does its job.
Luke,
She's
that was-
way too talented.
That was
Yes.
just on the last NXT this last Tuesday. So, explain to everybody what you're talking about.
Well, I explained it last show because it was taped.
I thought it was.
It was
Okay.
taped. That's how we knew that she wasn't going to be there for the Elimination Chamber match on SmackDown that week.
Oh, that was last week.
Yes.
Ha, my bad.
She dropped down off the apron with a DDT. It hadn't been broadcast yet, but we talked about it.
That's right.
She went for a DDT on Laya Valkyrie, crushing her face into the apron, hurting, I guess, Laura Valkyrie. It rung her bell as well. But she come down wrong on her leg, and ACL tear will be out in 9 months at the earliest. She just come back.
Yeah.
She just come back. Here's the deal. I don't particularly care for Shotzi's wrestling ability. However, I remember when she was on Tough Enough, and they told her she couldn't do it because she had something wrong with her heart. She went, she trained, she busted her ass to get back in the ring.
Then she had a knee injury.
And then she had a knee injury, and then a forearm injury, and then a knee injury, and then an ankle injury, and now a knee injury again. Somebody up there give her a break. Legitimately. She cannot stay healthy, and here's the deal.
That's been the problem. She's getting too many.
Well, here's the deal. She misses out on the elimination. That's
Max.
fucked up, Max.
That was beautiful.
That was fucked up, man. I liked it, but it was fucked up. She misses out on Elimination Chamber money, and she misses out on the Mania payday now. That she's worked all year. Well, I mean, not all year. She'd come back like, 4 or 5 months ago. Still okay. 6 months out of last year.
Whatever.
She built up to be in Mania, to be a focal point. She shaved her head for the cause of her little sister. She's really come into her own here recently. She was awesome at War Games. She killed it at War Games.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fantastic at War Games.
Better than I
However,
thought she'd be.
she is officially out for 9 months. That's heartbreaking for somebody. That's close to Mania.
Well,
I think she has potential to be good, but she
has the ring presence,
know
but
what?
she doesn't have the
Sometimes-
stamina and keeps getting
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah,
sometimes
exactly.
even with the potential or even the skill,
her body may not be
sometimes
able
they're
to hold
just
up
not
to it.
meant to do it.
Well, me and Kay, she was one of our picks for Tough Enough.
And
When we
Yeah,
watched
here she got hurt.
through it,
apparently
and she
she's
got hurt.
not.
But I'm getting off topic. We're still talking about the Elimination Chamber. But
Okay,
Becky Lynch
on
is the
that
winner
match,
of Elimination Chamber.
Let's see. Everybody went with nope.
Caleb used his save.
Caleb used his save on Bianca Belair, and then the rest of us used our saves on Becky Lynch, which we didn't need because she won.
Yep. So everyone gains a point. I'm not going to tally the points at the end of this because we'll leave that for next week. But I will say everybody gains a point.
We're gonna go back through the season and stuff and make sure.
Second match of the night. What are they calling themselves now? The something
New
catch.
Republic.
New Catch Republic. First off, I hate that they ripped off the guys in NXT. When they're the One Catch Club or whatever.
Mhm.
That's obviously a ripoff. Drew Gulak, William Regal's boy, Eddie, whatever his name is.
I know who you're talking about.
And
I didn't
Miles, the
realize
deaf
what
one.
they were called.
Yeah, they both have Catch in their team names.
Oh.
But it just feels like to me you could have come up with something better. Anyway, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate versus Damian Priest and Finn Balor, your United Tag Team, Undisputed Tag Team Champions. Match was good. Match was everything I thought it would be. Dominic Mysterio was so over to the fact that they had to cut feed for a few moments and go black because the entire front 2 rows, I apologize, around the ring were all giving Dominic Mysterio the Australian howdy. So they had to, and then of course after that happened, they made the call to have him ejected from ringside, so that way that shit wouldn't happen again, and they could go on filming the pay-per-view. Dominic Mysterio super over. If you think they pump in all that shit all the time, you are sadly mistaken.
That crowd was absolutely
rabid. That crowd was the best crowd that I've seen since Puerto Rico last year.
We talk about the UK crowds being some of the best in the world. Over there in Australia, if that's really where they were.
Well, no.
The crowd was absolutely insane.
I don't know. Does anyone remember if Green Shirt Guy was there?
Oh, I don't know.
Homeboy sits in the front row. Anybody out there? Anybody know of Green Shirt Guy?
Yeah, if you noticed.
He may not have been able to make it to Australia.
Was indeed a workhorse. It's truly sad to see her get injured again. Yeah, I hate to see anybody get injured.
He might have went to Austria with R-Truth.
That's true.
Didn't
You know
think
what?
of that.
Probably stowing out in the back. Of course, Damian Priest and Finn Balor retain. Still, your undisputed tag team champions for now.
And
Fantastic
what's
match.
he call
Ooh,
himself? Senorita Cassiola and El Benquio.
something like that.
Is that correct?
It's something like that.
Did I say that right?
Yeah. You said money in the banco. I heard you.
Yeah.
It's like whiskey in the jarro, except different. No.
That's a Doors song.
That's a Wings song.
Up
Take
and
me
down to the streets.
We don't have the rights to that. No. However, I don't know if anyone caught at the end of it. Did you see Finn Balor's thumb? Where he was trying to pop that son of a bitch back into place, and it just would not go back into place.
The skin was broken. He had a compound.
It was from the. It wasn't even from coming off the top rope. He did it during the pinfall. He rolled over his own thumb
Ooh.
to hook the leg and fucked his own thumb.
That hurt.
It
That
was
makes me hurt right
so
now.
fucked up that
Why'd
it
you
was
even tell me
open.
that?
It broke
That
through
made
the
me hurt
skin.
right
Yeah, up top. It was gnarly. And
Ow.
Finn Balor was like, you could tell he was panicking because he couldn't get it back into place. But at the same time, playing to the crowd like, yeah, I'm still a fucking badass. Watch me put this motherfucker back. Because when he broke that collarbone that caused him to get rid of the belt the first time, you can see clearly he grabs his wrist and popped his shoulder back into place and then wrestled for 14 minutes
And
afterwards
with the injuries
one arm.
he's gotten, like those stitches in his head.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the staples. Yeah, they were staples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad.
What did he say? 27 staples or something like that? It was
That
a lot of
was
staples.
Elimination Chamber a couple years ago, right?
No, it was
No.
Mania.
Mania?
It was Mania when he took the.
Hell in the Cell with Edge.
Okay,
yeah,
Hell in a
The
Cell.
ladder.
It was a chamber, gets a cage.
But it was a ladder on the inside of it that hit him
Yeah,
in
he
the head.
got clocked with one of the rungs of the ladder.
It was a cage. It's all the same.
But again, Damian Priest, Finn Balor still tag team champion.
We all were
All right.
unanimous on the Judgment Day for that one.
That's what I kind of figured. Everybody at home figured that too. All right, we're gonna talk about it.
What are we gonna talk
Grayson Waller. If you thought Cody Rhodes was over, Grayson Waller was super over in Australia this weekend. They love Grayson Waller. I love Grayson Waller. He had the biggest Grayson Waller effect in his career up to date with the two hottest names in WWE.
You know what though? Honestly, I enjoyed the press
Press conference? Yeah, it was really
Pre-show.
good. It really was.
Even more so than the actual
Pay-per-view itself.
Grayson Waller effect.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal.
If you haven't watched it, go find the press conference that they had before
The
the day before the
presentation
show.
of WWE in like just the last week or two. Presentation has changed.
It's been really, really good.
We are now presenting WWE wrestling as a professional sport. It is being shot as a sport. We had on Monday Night Raw. We had the what are those called?
Like a flyover type of.
What are those called?
Drone?
Drone. Thank you. Come in through the front of the building, down the steps, through the lobby, right into where the open arena was. That's something you see on NFL. That's something you see in NBA. Yeah, on soccer, hockey, stuff like that. We're getting shots of them coming into the buildings with their coffees and their suitcases.
More build up shots.
The cards on Raw and SmackDown and NXT have been phenomenal. They're all pay-per-view quality matches.
To the point that the energy of the fans has been lasting all night for not just SmackDown, for Raw as well.
Well, the writing's definitely better. It's definitely better.
Writing. I've noticed writing's getting better. Promos have been better.
Speaking of which, I didn't get a slide for this, but WWE just hired a new writer who is an Emmy award-winning writer to now beef up the
Storyline?
presentation of storylines. Now we have an Emmy winning writer.
Cool.
For a lot of people don't know that, but there's been a lot of people in Hollywood who have ran things in WWE behind the scenes. Freddie Prinze Jr. comes to mind.
Yeah.
Freddie Prinze Jr. was on the creative team for SmackDown for like 4 years. 4 years. Ice Cube's son recently did an interview about wrestling where people come at him for having an opinion on AEW, to which they tweeted Ice Cube on Twitter X or whatever it's called now, and was like, "You should, I bet you're ashamed of the day your son was born, or wish that your son was never born, or something like that." And he wrote him back, "Fuck you and your wishes." You know what I mean? Like, who in your right mind? Okay, first off, AEW fans, I want you to listen to me. I'm taking my glasses off for a second because I really want you to understand what I'm about to say.
Oh my God, is it a Caleb moment?
And I'm going to speak
Yeah.
real slowly
A little bit.
for you.
Max, you gotta take yours
It
off
is.
too.
When it
Freedom
comes
sec-
to that kind of, oh my God.
It is a Caleb
Just-
moment.
Nope, not going to do it right now. I'm going to tease it. I'm going to save it.
I hate
Let's-
when you do that.
I'm sorry, I can't, because if I say
I
it,
really hate when you do
if
that.
I say what I'm going to say, I'm going to get myself in trouble, and I can't do that. Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, probably, like I said, the biggest Grayson Waller effect there's been. Austin Theory was great. Austin Theory was the foil that everybody wanted to see get his ass whipped.
Yeah.
My thing was, when he snatched the microphone from Grayson Waller and went to talk in it, Grayson had this look on his face like,
You
And
bitch.
I honestly
I thought he was gonna
couldn't
deck him.
tell if it was real or not. He's that good.
He really is,
honestly
Waller.
looks pissed to me.
he really is.
Like
What do
I
you guys think?
really couldn't quite tell if it was supposed to happen that way or not.
All right, I'm going to do it. People are asking me to do it. I'm going to do it. All right, listen, AEW fans, look right here. Nobody gives a hot fuck what you think. You are not in the business. You do not go on the road with these people. You don't bust their ass like these people.
Shit, I don't do shit.
You don't come at people with threats of your son should end his life.
Why would you do that?
It's a show, y'all. I don't know if y'all realize this,
Just like
but
the
professional
first
wrestling is a show. I have wrestled many people
No.
in the ring that I didn't necessarily care for. I never wrote their fucking father on social media and been like, I wish your son would die. Because that's basically what they said to Ice Cube about his son, because his son said AEW doesn't make new stars. They push everybody that they get from WWE. They don't know how to make new stars, because and somebody called him out on it, and when he reiterated what he meant, he said they don't know how to make a new star appear relevant to me. You have to build somebody to try to build a new star. You have to make me care.
Yeah.
Is what he said, basically saying, make me care about the product. Because you're obviously not.
So here's what I
What
don't
you're supposed to
understand
do.
while we're on this topic. How can we live in cancel culture where if anybody says something slightly off kilter, it offends everybody, they don't get to speak anymore, but we can send death threats to children of WWE superstars or anything like that? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Ava, just what?
Bring up shit like that all the
Month
time.
ago?
It's fucked up.
Month ago, they were your father should
Yeah.
die, and this, that, and the other, and you're a terrible person. First off, Ava, if you're
doing a
watching,
great
which I
job.
hope she is, Ava,
Oh, yeah, I hope you are.
even though you look like Bugs Bunny.
Hey, I think
ow!
she's good. I
Here's
think
the
you're
deal.
Good looking
Here's the deal.
I
She
think you're beautiful.
is
Beautiful.
probably the best GM that NXT could have right now.
Yeah.
She is
She
authoritative.
really is.
She
Agreed.
finds people, which you never hear anybody talk about finding people anymore. She was the first one to do it. William Regal put a stamp of approval on her. Shawn Michaels put his stamp of approval on her. And as far as that goes, Triple H did. Triple H is the one that signs the checks. If she's good with Triple H, she's good with me. That's how I feel about that. Triple H built NXT in his own vision against Vince McMahon as competition to see if he could do it, and he did. He made NXT a viable third option in professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Right before you get to the micros, and then AEW way down here again in the ratings, way down here. Micro, AEW. didn't see that.
AEW don't know.
No. Stop it, guys. Professional wrestling's supposed to be fun. This is no different than me. That would be like me going to an award show, presenter making fun of my wife's haircut, and me slapping him on stage. It just doesn't make any sense.
Too soon?
No,
Never.
Too soon?
never.
No, it was the best. It was the best fake segment I've ever watched on television. Chris Rock took the fakest slap I have ever seen. Because if a grown man would have slapped me like that and made contact and it wasn't fake, I'd have beat him where he stood.
He had his.
Because I'm telling you right now, Chris Rock is a 60-year-old man. He's an old man.
Okay, he's a badass.
You don't strike a fucking elderly person on stage because he said your wife's haircut looked stupid. First off, in his defense, her haircut did look stupid.
Honestly,
Sorry, you shaved your head. It was a funny joke. You guys have known each other for years.
She's been
That'd be
bald
elderly
before.
abuse as well.
And not to mention,
Will Smith is up at his
thank you, Derek. Thank you very much.
Well, then it's elderly against elderly abuse. It's still elderly abuse.
Well, first off, it's not like it matters. Your wife is like the village tricycle. She gives everyone a ride. And then when you stand up for her, you look stupid in front of the eyes of everyone. You can't win an Oscar for 10 years. You can't even attend. She did that to you.
He thought there was,
You were defending her, but she ruined your career.
he thought there was
And then was
cheating.
cheating on you for the last 6 or 7 years, I think, come out.
With her son's friend.
With her son's friend. That's gross. I'm sorry, but it's gross.
Yeah.
No kink shame. That's pretty fucked up. Even the kinkiest of kinky gotta admit that's pretty fucked up.
Alright, back to wrestling.
Anyway, there was a Grayson Waller effect. It was good. They did a really good job. They did they beat up Austin Theory at the end. They let fucking my favorite things. They were going to throw that tree out of the ring, the potted plant thing, and Grayson Waller's like, "No, I'll move it," and he went to pick it up, and it just tugged over.
falls apart.
And he kind of just left it.
I would have just left it, to be honest. Cody Rhodes is also in the news this week. I'll go ahead and throw this out now because I didn't get a screenshot for this either. He had taken a picture at ringside with a fan that had a Cody Rhodes flag. The skull with the crown, all that stuff on it. Evidently, on the other side of the flag, the side that Cody was not on, had some kind of Satanistic writing on it. To which my favorite person in the whole wide world, Mr. Val Venus, come out claiming that it was despicable, that Cody was Cody was the problem because of things like this, that they should go to God, they should throw their thing up to God, they should do this, they should do that. Now, I would like to present Exhibit A. You have no room to talk, sir, as Val Venus was temporarily banned from Twitter I think it was either last year or the year before, for violating child sexual exploitation policy. Who the fuck are you to throw God's will and an entire religion of people under the bus? And this is what happens to you. Now, not only this, he probably did all this from his fucking mother's basement because he's a piece of shit. If I do this, can they hear what I say?
No.
He's a fuck face. I'm glad that he can't. As a matter of fact, you know what? Fuck face. Here's the deal. Cody Rhodes took a picture with a fan. The fan obviously looked like he had problems. Far off stare. You could tell he was mentally challenged. Is that the politically correct way to say that?
That or he's just not all there.
No, like he legitimately looked like he had a disorder of some sort.
Okay, so maybe.
Yeah, that would be appropriate.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes took a picture with a fan. It doesn't matter what was on the flag.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking at the flag.
Doesn't matter who the
He
kid
was taking a picture with a fan in the front row.
And there was a picture of a flag, the side that he could see was
Yeah.
his logo.
Yeah.
So the other side doesn't matter because he couldn't didn't see it.
Yeah, why is
How is he getting flack
Mr.
for it?
Sean Morley here trying to be all self-righteous when he played a porn gimmick his entire career?
Val Venus with the
Yeah.
penis.
Yeah, entire career.
Pardon me. If I
And
couldn't
yet
say
he
that.
wants to. Oh no, we can say penis. We say penis all day. Penis, penis, penis.
That is
Penis,
an anatomically
penis,
correct
penis.
term, and it's the only thing you should use technically. So,
But yes, fuck you, Val Venus. Let's get into the next slide. All right, Drew McIntyre wins the men's elimination chamber and punches his ticket to Seth Rollins, which will probably be WrestleMania Night 2, because I think Night 1 is going to be Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman, and then of course both of those men will defend their titles on Night 2. Here's the deal. I hate it. I hate that I like Logan Paul so much.
Fuck you.
Here's the deal. Logan Paul was the most entertaining person in that entire chamber match.
Kevin Owens was
even
pretty good.
before he was released from his chamber.
when he was drawing on the walls.
He
and-
took a black permanent marker to make fun of Kevin Owens from across the cell by writing by doing a big fat stick person saying Kevin, what was it, Kevin Fatty or something like that?
Kevin sucks.
Kevin sucks, and an arrow pointing to him. Hilarious.
You know what? I am kind of impressed that he was able to write Kevin sucks backwards so you could read it from the outside.
I wouldn't have been able to do that.
That was kind of
The
impressive a
little
little bit.
steam thing on the window, though.
With
yeah,
the
he learned
smiley
that from
face,
Joe
that was
Gacy,
funny.
So.
Yeah.
Here's
Here's
an NXT who is awesome.
I fucking love Joe Gacy.
He is. God, that was great.
I can't wait till he gets called up. But here's the deal: Logan Paul crossbody from the top of the cell to Drew McIntyre, tasty as fuck. The spear that he took from Bobby Lashley through the cell, through the pod door, tasty as fuck. Everything that was in that match was exactly the way that I wanted to see it take place. Now, the best part is that I know now I'm getting Randy Orton versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. Because that punch he hit Randy Orton with was vicious as shit.
Yeah, that was. Oh God, that was
Genius way to end that elimination chamber.
Well, let's hope Randy Orton's back is all right.
Randy Orton did seem to sustain some kind of a back injury. I don't know exactly the validity
allegedly.
of the injury or how severe that the injury is. I cannot find anything about it. All I heard is that he's been bumped up a little bit, or that he's a really, 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 really good actor.
Which,
Because he had me believing he was hurt.
Well-
If he's not hurt, he had me believing he was hurt.
yes, true.
And
He is-
still finished the match.
I think he is a
And
good
he looked
actor.
fantastic.
The injury come from a DDT spot on the outside of the ring. Is where a lot of fans are saying the first time he grabbed his back
yes,
was
it
there. What do we got here? Logan Paul is making the United States Championship more meaningful again because
LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton.
coming after him. Yeah, he's got 4 or 5 big stars coming for him.
And he's a great heel.
Oh, he's a super good heel. Oh my God, the press conference alone, he was a super good heel. Him and Kevin Owens' tirade before the Rumble, when he was like, you smell, and he's like, that's funny, I took a bath in Prime before I come here. His not missing a beat and going, not Glacier Cherry, it's delicious, was hilarious to me. I like a guy that knows he's hated, so he leans into that shit. You gonna hate me? Cool. The Rock just did that. That
Yeah.
shows the mark of a true superstar in
How
professional
dare
wrestling.
you compare Logan Paul to The Rock? That was just.
Why not? They're both bad
That
guys.
was
They both wear
distinct.
sunglasses. Except The Rock doesn't have a championship belt, so in my opinion, Logan Paul right now,
because you wear
is better than The
sunglasses,
Rock.
it doesn't make
Just
you The
saying.
Rock.
It gives you a third eye, though. As to Seth
it does
Rollins.
give you a third eye right here.
And
It's right here.
If,
What's
if
the
you
third
didn't
eye?
know,
It's
that-
something Chinese people have.
If you didn't know, we all have a third eye.
I hope it was
We're
one.
Cyclopses.
I really do. I really do hope there's a little one, little bulls watching.
It wasn't
Or
Buffalo
little
Bull.
bull, not little bull.
We're Cyclopses?
Something Chinese people.
No, that's one eye.
I'm not Chinese,
Just
so I
one
don't
eye,
have one.
not 3. That'd be Triclopses.
Yeah.
right? A Triclops?
It'd be a Triclops.
I think the plural of Cyclops is still Cyclops. Like, there are 2 Cyclops, not Cyclopses.
No, if you have 3 eyes.
But the point I'm making is...
Would
like,
that be
it's the
three
same.
opticals?
It's like deer. It stays the same in its plural
And
form.
fish.
So it's not like moosin.
No. Not many much moosin. No.
No, not moosin.
What about if I went down and got like
Meese
a box and a donut?
Meese, Mox, moosin. All right.
We don't own the rights to any
None
of
of that. That is not my bit. That is Brian Regan.
Yes.
That is his bit. I just like talking about it. All right. So that was the end of the pay-per-view.
No, we didn't even talk about Rhea and Nia.
Oh yeah, that's right.
How dare you forget Mommy?
I'm kidding, y'all. I wiped my eyes and everything.
One time we were doing karaoke and you forgot a whole verse of a song. Tried to go sing
Okay,
it.
first
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
alcohol was involved.
No, not that night.
No, you were
No.
Shut up.
No.
All right.
Honey, I'm your wife.
Rhea Ripley earlier in the day in Australia at, what was that called? Castle Park? Whatever park they were at. What do they call that?
Where?
I heard the name of it like 6 times
Yeah,
yesterday,
me
and I still
too. The
don't know.
big hangout thing where they did the chant and stuff for him.
Oh, I don't remember what they said it was called.
Something Park. Anyway, gotta give an autograph to a gave an autograph to a WWE fan who then took the photo, or took the arm, went immediately to the tattoo parlor and had that shit tattooed on his wrist.
That's what I would have done.
And let me tell you, that signature is nice.
Now, are we going to discuss the Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley now?
Why? Did you think Nia Jax was going to beat her?
No.
No.
Why do we have to cover it?
They were-
Because Mommy is
looks
light.
hot.
I already have a picture brought up, guys.
Oh,
Alright,
also,
well, what about her?
Caleb went for Logan Paul on the men's chamber match while the
Caleb.
rest of us chose the correct answer. And so there.
Here she is, your reigning women's champion, in front of her homeland of people.
And her family.
And her family, her mother, her 2 sisters, and her brother, all
And her dad.
ringside, and her dad.
13 balls.
Super, super, super cool entrance.
Yeah.
Wish she would have had a main event against a better opponent, because Nia Jax liked to drop her on her head like 2 or 3 times throughout the match. I don't know if anybody
Her
noticed.
entrance was supposed to be bigger, but they blew half the budget on Cody Rhodes.
And it's fireworks.
No Justice fireworks.
Yeah, alone. Actually, a lot more of the fireworks and stuff were supposed to be there, but that pirate we talked about earlier, that's what Nick Mysterio.
That was a defense mechanism, and
Yeah,
they were
it
shooting
was,
them back at the pirates.
That's what
right?
Nick Mysterio was supposed to do. He was supposed
That's
to
how he got
redirect the pirate.
captured. He was standing on the edge of the boat with a Roman candle, and he thought, "I'll take care of the pirates."
Did you also know that?
That's what I'm gonna- I'll take care of
you know that.
And then they climbed up and they kidnapped him.
Did you know that a Roman candle is also interesting because it still looks like you're acknowledging the tribal chief? You hold it up in the air.
Not if you're fighting with them. Then you're
We've got
putting it
more of
straight up.
that. We've got more of that Roman Reigns stuff to come here in a little bit too. Y'all will enjoy that. All right. So, of course, Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide. 1, 2, 3. You have still the Women's World Champion. So now, the stage is set. Rhea Ripley defends the Women's World Heavyweight Championship against the man Becky Lynch. WrestleMania. Take my money.
Absolutely.
Take my
I'm
People
can't
are
wait.
pissy because Jade Cargill was taken out of the Elimination Chamber. Jade Cargill is not ready for a main level push. AEW fans, you're this close to everyone turning the car around.
And for those
This
of
close.
you that don't want to see Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch because you don't think it's going to be a good match, because you don't think Becky has it, just wait and see. Because I
It's gonna be
guarantee
great.
you they're going to tear the fucking house
No, it's
down.
going to be great.
Remember, she's the man.
I would also like to point out we're not tallying points. However, we all went Rhea Ripley, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
That means that 3 of the 4 people in this points contest called every single match correctly.
Again.
Which
That's
means
like the second or third time this season.
that I, Max Fury, and Big Bad John each get an extra point for calling the entire card correctly.
Bam!
So that will also be
Spice it
added
up
in,
a notch.
factored in with the count. Next Sunday is the, I want to say crowning, but I don't want to say crowning the new king of professional wrestling. But
The returning.
the returning king. It's not the return of Jedi. It's return of the real king.
Lexus?
What do we got here? Rhea put Nia over in the match. They have a much better chemistry than previous encounters.
Yes.
True.
Absolutely.
But when it comes to Nia Jax's wrestling ability, color a turd, any other color, it's still a turd.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's
Either you know how to wrestle
But if
or you don't. You're either safe.
if your turds are odd
Or you're
colors,
not.
you might want to see a doctor.
Um,
I'm just saying.
I give Ridge Holland the exact same thing. You can do all the vignettes about wanting to put your past behind you until Big E is back, providing for his family in the one thing that he knows how to do the best. You're always going to be shit to me, bro. Sorry. You took one of the best acts in professional wrestling and you put him on the sideline. All because you rushed. All because you did a move you shouldn't have done. You knew better than to do it, and you did it anyway.
Let's do say that Nia did seem like
Jeff King, Biggie.
Nia was going slower and trying to take her time.
Nia did look better, in my opinion.
She did look better, but she's still sloppy.
She's improving, but not as much as she should be.
I think
Derek
it's
agrees. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Maybe she needs to have an injury and go do some training.
Here's
for
the
a
deal.
while.
Everybody's giving all this hate to Ava and shit. What they don't realize is the only reason Nia Jax has a job in the WWE is because she's The Rock's niece.
She's
They
part of
built
the
that
Samoan
in the
dynasty.
beginning when she come in. It was, this is The Rock's niece. This is The Rock's niece. They have not once mentioned on NXT that Ava is The Rock's daughter. Go back and
No,
watch.
they have
It's because Ava's name stands for itself.
Go back, yeah,
Nia
but
doesn't have anything
go back
without
and
him.
watch. You'll never hear them, other than maybe the first time she was on screen, mention at all that she's The Rock's daughter.
Maybe
No.
Nia should join the Bloodline and just be in the background as
I
a
said
female.
that for a long time.
Yeah. Naomi could too, technically,
Yes.
if she wanted to, but they don't want her and their team because you seen what she did at Elimination Chamber. All right, let's hit us with the next one. Anyway, Elimination Chamber all together.
Maybe
Crowd was
that's
great.
why they don't want either of them.
Right? Matches were great. Interviews were great. Press conference was great. A very good look at going into WrestleMania on a high horse.
Yeah.
WrestleMania is looking better and better every time a new match is added. It's going to be great. It's going to be 2 days of 2 days of action, 3 days of shows, 4 days of shows. You have that Friday night on SmackDown, the Hall of Fame ceremony. We'll go live after that, which, by the way, we still have no Hall of Fame inductees for this year. They have not mentioned a one. So we have 4 weeks to
I
Produce.
saw Bray.
40 days, rather.
Maybe I was
There was talk
that's-
of Bray,
Yeah.
but it has not been made official yet. That'll probably start Monday.
Yeah, those aren't official. All the ones you see going around Facebook, none of that's actually official.
Not yet.
I feel like Bray does
Bray
deserve
deserves
a spot.
Yeah, he does.
Absolutely, it
Definitely.
does.
I think that the Wyatt family as a collective
Yeah.
deserves it, and throw Luke Harper into the fucking Hall of Fame too, because he deserves to be there just as much.
Yeah, he does.
Brody Lee was amazing. But pay-per-view was good. Ready for WrestleMania. Everything looks like it's going to be top-notch. Hall of Fame's coming up. And then that Saturday morning of night one is NXT Stand and Deliver at noon. And then, which will be followed by the pre-show and then night one. And then, of course, that Sunday, night two. That's 4 wrestling shows in the span of a weekend. 2 shows on Saturday. 2 of the biggest shows of the year, both NXT's WrestleMania and, of course, WrestleMania itself.
Hell yeah.
Braun Breaker made his debut this week on SmackDown. Was fucking amazing. I hope him and Baron Corbin get to
I
hold
got to
on
go
these
back
tag
and watch
titles.
that. I didn't
Wolf
see it
Dog,
since
Wolf
the...
Yeah, 100% Wolf Dog fans.
Yes.
Everything that fucking Baron Corbin and him do, it just reminds me of 2 buddies cutting it up, and I like it. Let's hit us with the next one. I apologize. I almost said Dolph Ziggler. Nick Namath, over the past weekend, was successful in capturing the NJPW Global Championship. Congratulations. Is in order. They did what WWE failed to do in the last 15 years, which was put a title on Dolph Ziggler. I mean, I've said it for a while now that I thought that he should be more than what he was, and now they're showing that they're treating him that way as such.
Fine.
Crowd loved it, got on the microphone, cut a promo, of course. That's how Japanese wrestling is done. Here's the deal. Everyone's happy that he's there. No one in the locker rooms in upheaval that a WWE guy come in and won the title. Because, also on the same show, Matt Riddle captures the NJPW World Television Championship from Dave Finlay. Here's the deal. It was the silence, y'all. Where Dolph Ziggler, or I'm going to call him Dolph, it's always going to happen. It's just going to. Dolph comes in, crowd loves it, everything. Riddle comes in, crowd shits all over the finish. Because he beat Tanahashi, I believe. Or no, I'm sorry, Dave Finlay. Tanahashi was the other guy. But a mainstay and an E-guy coming in. It's just... here's the thing with Riddle. I would buy Riddle a little bit more if I didn't know he's a problem child.
You're a problem child. You turned out all right.
No, he turned out aight.
I'm aight. Just aight. You know how you spell that? And the next story. All right, No Fold Professional Wrestling comes to the Murfreesboro Community and Family Center. I believe that's what that's called. March 9th, Saturday, March 9th, 6 p.m. Doors open. Bell times at 7 o'clock. The Best in Southern Illinois tournament to declare the first No Fold champion. We have in the bracket, I have the updated bracket here that has been released so everyone knows what they're getting into. This is a one-night tournament to determine the new champion. Derek Gage has received a bye, which I believe was won at the last show by winning that triple threat match at the end of the show that gave him the advantage in the tournament. Okay. I did not get to see the rest of that show, but also on YouTube, they have just posted that show in its entirety on YouTube. If you have not seen it, go to No Fold Pro Wrestling. Check it out. In the second part of that, Bud Gallows will wrestle Cash.
Bud Galloway.
Galloway.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize. Bud Galloway. In my notes, I put it as Gallows for some reason. Will wrestle Cash. Cash, of course, a Fight Underground original. He's everywhere. Leader of the Forgotten. Can Cash get the job done to see another title in his future? Maybe a new Cash belt? One never knows.
He might need to stop to see the ATM first.
Possibly. CK Cosmic versus Heath Hatton. And rounding out the first round of matches, David Lee Walker versus Fight Underground's head honcho, Zack Sawyer, to again crown the first No Fold champion.
David Murphy is also a Fight alumni.
Yes, David Lee Walker is his name, not Murphy.
Oh, sorry.
Murphy sings Whiskey and Little Dust on the Bottle.
Whatever.
But it's going to be good. My money, just going to put my money down right now. I'm going to say Derek Gage with the win. He's got the bye. He's got the best seat. He's the one that has to wrestle the least to win. That is my pick for this tournament. Wolfie says I'm looking forward to the tournament. I bought the Keep It in the Ring holographic sticker finally. I now own officially all of the stickers. Wolfie, you are the man.
Just in time, because all character stickers disappear as of 12 a.m. March 1st.
Yep. So, congratulations, man. You got them all. And these will not be reprinted. That is the final time, March 1st, that you'll be able to get these. After March 1st, they go bye-bye forever.
Yeah, so go to streamlabs.com/ProWrestlingThrowdown. where you can visit the merch store.
Merch store!
And at the
Merch store!
buy our merch.
There we go.
Merch.
We got a whole bunch of stuff over there. We got a whole bunch of new stuff coming. We're gonna have
You
new logo shirts, new stuff coming out here pretty soon.
You can also click that donate button when you go there, and you can donate to Pro Wrestling Throwdown, which helps us get new equipment and
The shed
more
going
more
for the
things
new
for our
podcast.
studio that we're working on.
Also, when the studio, it will also go towards
We're,
bringing you guys.
We still got some more materials and things
Well,
such
not
we
only-
need for that, so you can help us. You can help us get it if you want.
Not only will it help with the studio, once the studio is built, all of your donations will also go into reaching talent
Yes.
to do interviews with for you.
All things
we-
Pro Wrestling Throwdown.
Professional wrestlers, we respect the game, so nobody that comes on the show will do it empty-handedly.
We would really like it if we could possibly get one of the micro guys to do an interview with us.
Yes, if anybody knows any contact info or anything like that,
I
or
have
knows
to get
people
a really cool
specifically,
picture with little Ozzy.
let them
last time we
know.
saw him.
Pro Wrestling Throwdown at gmail.com or Pro Wrestling Throwdown on Facebook. Send us a direct message. We'd love to get a hold of you about maybe an interview, maybe something else. One never know.
Is
Let us know.
there anywhere else that they can reach us, Luke?
Well, yeah, you reach us on Facebook, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Throwdown. You can reach us on
Wrestlers?
what is it? It's not Twitter anymore. X. Reach us on X at Pro Wrestling TD. You can find us actually at ProWrestlingThrowdown.com, which is our official web domain. It's where you can get updates, bios, all that fun stuff.
Facebook.
Facebook, right there. It's written right there. Barely. If y'all could read that, just
Actually,
click and
go
scratch.
find us on Facebook and make sure you join the group page for Pro Wrestling Throwdown, where you can stay extra up to date with all things wrestling.
Also, I would like to. Who do you think? Who do you think has the best deal here, Max? Who you putting your money on?
Well, I'm going to put my money on Cash.
That's a very good pick. Cash, former AFU hardcore champion,
Whether
former
he
Cash
makes it or
champion.
not, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot of those guys real super well, but that seems like the smart money.
Well, definitely Cash. Easy money. Also, I did forget to point out when we were talking about new champions, Mustafa Ali winning
Yep.
the TNA X Division title. Well overdue for a title win. I think the world of the guy. Also, don't forget, March 28th, Metropolis Community Center at 6 p.m. Fight goes live for the first fight
Yeah.
after formerly known as AFU Hardcore, now known simply as Fight. We are going to have a no-ring deathmatch show. It's going to be interesting. We're going for this event. We're going to take it back to the roots of deathmatch wrestling, where deathmatch wrestling can happen in anywhere, anytime, any place. We have so many good matches set up for you with the likes of Ty Blade, with the likes of Bull Bronson. Brian Richards is getting a title shot. There's several different matches taking place.
Blood money.
Blood
Blood
Money
Money
Brian
Brian
Richards.
Richards.
I get to call him Brian Richards because he likes me for some reason. He keeps saying my name Big Dog for some reason online. I don't know why he keeps doing it.
I've noticed that.
Has anyone noticed that?
He's
It's
calling
like
you
he's
out a
calling
lot.
me out or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
think he's calling you out for an interview.
He wants me to interview. I can interview him
I
anytime,
believe
Brian.
that's what it is.
Anytime. Anytime. Just bring the biscuits. That's all you gotta do. Caleb will forget them. But no, March 28th, Metropolis, 6 o'clock, doors open, 7 o'clock. Event starts. Be sure to join us at Fight Underground. That's what I'm calling it. I don't know if that's the official term or if it's just Fight. I like
I've
Fight
been
Underground
referring it
better.
to- I
But we will see you March 28th for that. And with this is the end of your news segment. Therefore, that means it's that time. It's time for birthdays.
And bullshit.
Max, take it away.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. How are we going to do this today?
Hidden Valley Rach over there is
Hidden Valley
is
I don't like Rach at all, so that's a no. That's
okay.
a hard pass.
All right, I'm trying. I'll come up with something. Is
Hard R
is going to play against me.
I prefer it over that.
You don't like Hard Ranch? Hard Ranch is fun. But no, she's going to play against me for the birthdays this week, just to keep me mentally tough, and probably going to kick my ass, to be honest with you. I'm not really good at this. Caleb's not here, so I can admit that, because Caleb doesn't watch the show back, so he's never going to know that I said that. So no one tell him.
You're
Okay.
probably right.
I really suck at it sometimes, I'm not going to lie.
No, I meant about the Caleb not watching stuff.
No, he does that all the time. All right,
That's why
here we
I
go.
wondered.
First one. This is the record-breaking countdown. What do we have first, Maximus?
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we
some
have
numbers.
Roman Reigns, your tribal chief.
Acknowledge Tribal Chief.
Acknowledge.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
Acknowledge.
Oh, my God. I threw up the gun. It means I'm going to turn on Roman Reigns. Because The Rock did it. Simpsons did it. Simpsons did it. No? All right. Hit us with the
Says it 1,274 days. I know. I told you it was more than that. I went back and looked at. I misread my notes.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that the people know that is the correct count.
Yes.
That there was a little bit of puff in there for some reason, but you got it figured out. 1,274 days as your reigning and defending undisputed champion.
I think they put his title ring counter on, not this past SmackDown, but the one before that, so we were
Okay.
able to catch up.
Here's the deal. Roman Reigns today is officially 200 days away. Officially 200 days away from tying the immortal Hulk Hogan for the third
Yeah.
longest reigning heavyweight champion in the history of the World Wrestling, or I'm sorry, even Wide Wrestling Federation, World Wrestling Federation, and WWE, however you want to call it. Splice it down the middle. Roman Reigns is going to be in the echelon. Well, here's the deal. There's your four. Everybody talking about Mount Rushmores, how that's popular with wrestling fans nowadays. No four men mean more than Bruno Sammartino, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, and Roman Reigns, because they are the top four longest reigning champions in the history of professional wrestling.
But here's the thing: when Hogan held the title, he was still wrestling and had a chance of losing it. Roman doesn't.
Correct.
He can't lose it if he doesn't get in the ring.
Yes. Which is the point as to why there's going to be a lot of hashtag Cody Crybabies when WrestleMania comes around this year and Cody loses yet again.
Well, Luke,
He's not going to not topple Hulk Hogan. He's
No,
too
he's not.
close right now. It's too close.
Luke, when you
Roman,
talk about
Rock, SummerSlam.
when you talk about Mount Rushmore though, and you're talking about longest reigning champions of all time, there is only one real name that
Yes.
should be coming up
Yes.
right now.
That
And that
is
is-
your reigning and defending longest reigning intercontinental champion in the history of WWE. That is Gunther. How many days, Max,
Is
are we setting?
increasing his reign at 625 days
625 days.
today.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't see an end in sight for Gunther either. I thought they thought about switching it on to Jey Uso last week, or the week before.
Yeah,
last.
they
Yeah.
There
thought
was a
about
lot of
but-
talk about it, and then it didn't happen.
No.
Why? You don't give that away for free on television.
No.
WCW gave Goldberg, in the run of his career, the beginning, against Hulk Hogan, away on Nitro, in an arena that only held 10,000 people for free on Monday night rather than waiting 6 days and doing it at the MGM Grand in front of 50, 60,000 or whatever at the pay-per-view. That's not how you run pay-per-views. That's why WWE is still around and WCW is not. Gunther, how many days did you say again one more time?
625 days today,
Wow.
just increasing
Insane,
that
bro.
lead, and that is he crossed that all-time record that we're talking about was combined reigns of Intercontinental Championships. He has done more in one reign than anybody could do, and I think it was as
8.
much as 8.
Yeah, I believe the Miz had... Is he 8? Yeah, Miz's 8 time
And he couldn't even do what the second place was, which I think was only like 2 reigns, but still didn't even add up to.
Chris Jericho has held the Intercontinental title more times than anyone in professional wrestling, more times, and still hasn't equivalated as a combined score what Gunther has done in one.
Oh, Jericho wasn't even close.
Yeah, but Jericho has the most title reigns. He's held it the most
I
times.
know, but
and still is nowhere close to what Gunther is putting on. Gunther is putting on an art show. You're just along for the ride. Let's hit us with the next one. Yeah, he is.
That's what
Also,
people were
Killer
saying.
Shape, by the way.
Speaking of art,
Go ahead, introduce who that is.
yeah, there's an art detect.
Stop it.
He is a visionary.
There you go. He's a
He's,
visionary. Is he anything else?
He's a revolutionary.
Is he? What's his name?
His name is Seth freaking
Franklin
Rollins.
Rollins. Not to be confused with I put my fingers in my butt and then I how many days is hold on, wait a minute. Let me guess. 274 days.
274 days.
Know how I know that?
Because it's the ending of Romans.
That's right. I listened.
I told you.
I listened to it. That's how I know.
He pays attention.
Yeah, you said it that one time, and you're like, it's the same exact numbers on the end of both of their reigns.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, well then now I know. I just have to fight with myself if it's 200 or 300 days. Because you just never know. All right.
Yeah, sometimes you might go backwards.
He could. He very well could. Did you see the boots that this man wears sometimes? Fucked up, man. Hit us with the next one here. That is Mommy.
That is
Who
Mommy.
officially today is how many days?
330 days.
Almost a full year. Well, she won it at WrestleMania last year, so that makes sense.
Yep.
So what that means is if she wins at WrestleMania, she crosses a year as champion.
Well, go to
Someone will stop her, or
This
they won't.
is where she sits. And I was looking at this earlier. If you look at WWE, and I'm not gonna count Trish because she's kind of not this generation. If not counting Trish, if you look at just WWE, she sits in I believe it's 3rd place.
Well, Trish was in WWE though. She was there for the name switch.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got
Yeah, so she does count. So where is she
so
at?
she had 448 days.
Okay.
Bianca Belair is 420 days.
Of course she is.
Those were 2 separate belts, is why.
So in another 90 days, she will top Bianca Belair.
And then Becky Lynch had 398 days. Bayley had 380 days. Also,
With
Fabulous
SmackDown, yeah.
Moolah, but we're not talking about. We don't count her. So that puts Rhea 330 days at.
In all time, it gives her the 9th spot of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but she is, and as far as modern era is concerned, she's in 4th place.
You
right
also
now.
have to point out the fact that that's in one reign.
Yes.
If you take
yes,
out
yes,
the
yes.
people who have had more than one
Taking
reign,
out, well, that's.
she's even further up there. Because she's doing what Gunther's doing now. So therefore,
Which she's a badass as well.
she's setting a precedent by doing it in one run rather than 6 or 2
Yes.
or any of that. She's doing it in one.
Yeah, she's not losing it. And
So
taking
when
it
she
back.
beats Rockin' Robin, who did it in one reign at 502 days, if she can last to 502 days as champion, she is the number 1 longest reigning
that's-
women's champion in the history
Trish
of
did-
professional wrestling with
Trish
one
was
reign.
448 days and 6 reigns, so we throw her out.
Because Fabulous Moolah doesn't count because her world title
No.
was not the WWE Women's World Championship. So the 27
also
to 30,
why
whatever, how many years?
Sherry Martel as well, and
What?
How many years did Moolah hold? 38 years? Something like that?
Too many because, she owned the belt, so she did
But
what
that
she
doesn't,
wanted
but
with it.
with this countdown, that doesn't count.
No.
Because that was
A different-
not the WWE Women's Championship. That was
No.
legitimately the Women's Championship. So, Rockin' Robin holds the record at 502 days. Rhea Ripley is real fucking close to being the number 1 women's
Yeah,
wrestling
she- yeah.
champion
I
of all
think
time.
she could do
she's
it.
getting there.
And here's the deal, well deserved.
She's really tough.
Super well deserved. All right.
She's the new China.
Here comes the part I've been dreading, because I'm going to lose my ass. That's okay. All right.
I believe it's underneath you, so you know you should be okay.
Did somebody poop in your pajamas?
Only once.
Okay.
And, the fucked up part is they did it while I was still in them.
What
Was it
jerk.
Coletta?
It's messed up, maybe.
No.
She used her government name.
Sorry, it's a professor.
They don't know who she is. No,
Hey,
I'm
now
trying to
go into hiding. Thanks, sweet tea.
I really gotta come up with a nickname that you like. I'm just gonna call you Rachel for right now, because I mean that's what it says on there. So that's what I'm gonna say up here, so everybody knows you're the same person as playing.
Yep.
Okay. All right, Rachel. This is our first birthday, Max. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not a birthday. Max, tell us what I'm looking at.
No, this is a birthday.
No, he's dead.
I can't fucking...
Well, it's memorial. I'm sorry.
That's
but-
not a birthday then.
Well, you know damn well what it is then.
That is Sean O'Hare.
Yes, I know.
Sean O'Hare come in WCW towards the end of the death rattle of WCW.
1970 to 2014.
Was brought to the WWE. Of course, was given a gimmick of the Devil. Him and Roddy Piper were a thing for a very short amount of time, and then of course he was released due to steroids. I believe it was either steroids or drugs. Either way, was a needle poking skin. And eventually, unfortunately, committed suicide a couple years after being dropped from the WWE. Sean O'Hare, rest in peace. You were an innovator in professional wrestling, from big men coming off the top rope. Rest in power, sir. Hit us with the next one. That is Maria Kanellis. Once WWE known as simply Maria, she was the backstage correspondent. She also has graced the cover of Playboy twice. Was the last diva to do so in the WWE. She works for Ring of Honor. Her husband, Mike Bennett, also wrestles for Ring of Honor and AEW. She also is a legitimate rocket scientist. She is actually brilliant. She played the airhead on TV for years.
Yeah.
And then at one time they took her to court for something on there. And she's like, well, actually... And then put glasses on and went into this whole fucking spiel of how that dude was wrong and he's an idiot and this, that, and the other. And then took it off and went, am I, they're like, you can go. And she's like, okay. Off she just, fantastic. Marie Kanellis, that is a recent picture too. That is exactly what she looks like now. 40.
39.
How about 42?
Take it. I shall take it. All right. Oh, all right. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair, the greatest heel in professional wrestling history, because he's Ric Flair and you're not. Woo! I can do it louder, but I'd hurt myself. Ric Flair is a legitimate legend. Yeah, I don't want to poop my pajamas again. Of course, Ric Flair, known as the greatest world champion of all time. Slick Rick, Space Mountain, Plane Ride from Hell. Whatever you know of Ric Flair is probably... Hey, Mr. T!
Mr. T.
Mr. T in the house.
Welcome.
He slapped Macho Man around once or twice. I don't know the whole story.
Allegedly.
Actually,
well, no, not allegedly.
We really
Mr.
need
T
to get
told
an
it to me
interview
himself.
with Mr.
Yeah.
T about that.
Yeah, Mr. T,
That'd be great.
We got the story from
Mr. T,
himself.
expect an
Maybe we
interview.
can get him on here to tell it.
I would love to get Mr. T on here to tell that
That'd
story.
be great.
That would be.
Ric Flair, of course, 16-time World Heavyweight Champion. Actually, technically, he's a 26-time World Heavyweight Champion. But the WWE only counts 16 of those reigns as World Championships. So, Ric Flair is old as dirt.
71.
I'm going to go 72.
What'd you say?
71.
How about 75 today?
Oh, wow. I didn't think he was that old.
I didn't either.
Honestly, I thought he looked older.
It's all the drugs.
The man that cost NWA their television exposure with CW, that is Father James Mitchell.
On the 26th.
He was the one that did the Coke spot on the NWA pay-per-view not that long ago that got him kicked off of going to the CW as a TV show rather than now they're just on the app. Used to manage Abyss in TNA. He is a lot older than you think. Imagine that with gray hair. That's what he looks like now.
Oh, nice.
James Mitchell once blew his finger off in an ECW promo while trying to spark a pyrotechnic and blew his fucking thumb off. Had to have it replaced. Blood everywhere. Was so high on cocaine, didn't know where he was. James Mitchell, 56?
54.
How about 59 on the 26th?
See, you're not losing.
No, not doing bad. I always start really well. This is Penta. Really hard to say anything about Penta Jr. other than the fact that he's fucking amazing.
He is.
If you would like to turn that to her for these pictures,
Yeah, because it's really
because I know who some of these people are from up here.
You get closer.
There you go. Because I can see up here. For now. Penta Zero, of course, Penta Jr. Pentagon Jr. They cannot use Pentagon Jr. anymore because AAA owns the rights to that name. Therefore, changed his name to Penta El Zero El Mado. Zero Fear. Zero Fear is his name. Here's the deal. He wears a mask.
Yeah, see that.
So this picture's not really going to help for somebody who doesn't know who he is. There's been so many Pentagons, so I'm not exactly sure who's still under the mask. So I'm going to just throw out 40,
This was Penta Jr.
46. Oh no, there's been about 1,000
I
Pentas.
said that this was Penta Jr.
Yes. What did I say, 45? 45. 46. I'll go 46.
50. Amazing 50.
How about 40 on the 26th?
Oh shit.
Dang.
Definitely not a point for anyone.
We apologize.
No point there.
First off, take a mask off once in a while so we know how old you are. It's not our fault. That is Hall of Famer and former Intercontinental Champion Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is probably one of the greatest high-flying professional wrestlers in the history. Professional wrestling is a member of the Hall of Fame. Was the referee for the main event of the first NWA TNA event where he crowned AJ Styles the first ever X Division champion. Also had a match with Chris Jericho a couple years ago at WrestleMania where Mickey Rourke from The Wrestler knocked Chris Jericho out in the middle of the ring. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has to be old. 74.
72.
How about 71?
I knew he was a little bit
on the
younger.
20th.
Oh, we were so close.
No point.
So close.
I knew he was a little bit younger.
That is Mr. Norman Smiley. Inventor of the Big Wiggle.
Norman Smiley.
The Big Wiggle is the...
No, okay.
He invented that in Mexico back in... He used to be called Black Magic. We're going to call him Norman Smiley because that's just terrible. Norman Smiley, probably one of the greatest pound-for-pound luchadors to come from Mexico who isn't Mexican-born or of Mexican descent. He's also fucking amazing. They call him Screaming Norman Smiley because when he was the hardcore champion in WCW, every time somebody hit him or put their hands on him, he would scream like a little girl. Wore football shoulder pads and helmets to the ring. Fucking hilarious.
Scream like that again.
Hell yeah.
Sad
Norman
thing is that's his actual scream.
Shut up.
Just so you guys aware.
70, shit, he's up there. 70. I'll go 70.
68.
How about 59?
Oh, I feel like a giant.
Luke, you are leading me
He's
all
been
kinds of
around
straight.
forever. I didn't know.
How the hell am I
Hang
supposed to
on.
even have a chance if you're telling me
No,
these people are
right,
ancient
yeah, I
and they're
saw
not?
that right. Yeah,
Look at their face.
59. No point.
All right, who we got next?
Oh.
I know I can't say that though.
That's why I'm not fit to her.
Masato Tanaka.
Oh, well, that's
Oh,
just
Masato
rude.
Tanaka, they from ECW.
He's Asian. He doesn't age.
No,
not fair.
they really don't. He looks just like he did back then.
He could be 20. He could be 83. We don't know.
Minus the haircut, of course. God, Masato Tanaka had great matches against Mr. Mike Awesome for so many ECW matches that were great. 50. I'm going to say 50.
52.
How about 51
Good
on
job,
the
Luke.
28th?
Yes! I mean, all right, what do we got next? That is Mr. Lance Archer, otherwise known as Lance Hoyt, otherwise known as the Murder Hawk Lance Hoyt, otherwise known as Jake the Snake Roberts, meal ticket in AEW. Has been NJPW United States Champion, used to wrestle in the WWE under the name Lance Hoyt, was on ECW as Vance Archer, has wrestled in TNA under those names as well. I'm going big ass Texan. I'm gonna say he's not much older than me. 42.
41.
How about 47
Dang.
Yeah,
on the 28th?
older than I thought he was. That's for sure. Well, who we got next? Oh yes, in memory of General Adnan, also known as the Sheik. General Adnan come in 1991. Paired with Sergeant Slaughter during Sergeant Slaughter's attempt to wrestle the title away from Hulk Hogan. Ended up getting the title first. Of course, Desert Storm hit. Sergeant Slaughter turned bad guy, Iraqi sympathizer. Come out in the curled boots like the Sheik. They wanted him to burn an American flag. Of course, he refused because he's a patriot. It's like, I'm not burning a flag, so they burned a Hulk Hogan shirt instead. This guy was big in the days of the UWF, which you could see on ESPN sometimes when I was younger, shit like that. Rest in peace. The dude was a killer manager, even better heel. Rest in peace. Who we got? That is the Professor Mike Tenay. Caleb would legitimately secrete all over himself because Mike Tenay is one of his favorite announcers in the history of professional wrestling.
You are never allowed to say that word again.
Yeah, please
Secrete?
don't.
Professional wrestling or secrete?
Don't use Caleb Secrete and himself all in the same sentence ever again.
That
That was a lot.
I'm sorry, he would cream his jeans. Is that better?
Better, babe.
Is that less vulgar?
You know what?
It's less vulgar, I feel.
That's better.
Okay. Mike Tenay, of course, the voice of the Cruiserweights in WCW, was Impact and TNA's #1 correspondent, ring announcer, along with the incredible Don West, who passed away on us last year. Mike Tenay is in the TNA Hall of Fame. Mike Tenay also is old.
76.
Simmons is old. No, what'd you say?
76.
73.
How about 69?
Damn, I thought he was way older than that.
March 1st.
He had a rough life.
He did. He does. Especially that, I don't know what the fuck that is on his bottom lip that he's trying to get away with there. It looks terrible.
Is that a soul patch?
This is the greatest professional wrestler and showman in the history of professional wrestling. This is Big E, the heart and soul of the New Day, one of the greatest to ever touch a stick.
Big E's right there.
Otherwise known as Big E Langston at one point. He is on the sidelines right now. We do hope that he recovers and is able to come back. He is also super young than what you would think he is. I'm going to say every bit of 34 years old.
36.
Big E will be 38
She got me.
one.
on March.
She got me.
I can
At
actually
least
see
you
the
got one
pictures
on
now.
a good man. That chest.
See, I told you I'm good at the beginning. Kyle O'Reilly is who that is. Member
Also
of
on
the
March 1st.
Undisputed Era. Now the Undisputed, whatever they call it in AEW with Adam Cole. Member of Red Dragon, numerous time tag team champion all over the world. Kyle O'Reilly was also trained by the man who trained Dean Ambrose and LA Knight and the Micro Wrestling Federation Micro Stars, Mr. Luke Hawk. Kyle O'Reilly is every bit 38 years old.
40.
How about 37 years old.
Man, I was off a year. That sucks. It's alright. I like his tag team partner better.
Last wrestling birthday, and then the final memorial.
That is Miss Deborah McMichael. Formerly Steve McMichael's wife, formerly Jeff Jarrett's manager, and also formerly the ex-wife of the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's also a very 90s glamour shot, so that's going to be rough.
She does not look much different.
Okay. Plastic surgery, though, sweetheart.
That's it, though. But, I mean, she just looks older. Still has the blonde hair, still does the tours. Fuck. Was the one that they did the puppies thing with?
54.
54?
I'm going to go 55 just because I think she's older.
She is just a little bit older. How about 64?
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Damn, she
I
looks good.
was not
Second.
expecting that.
Deborah McMichael. Our wishes go out to Mongo McMichael as well, the blood transfusion and everything. Hope that he pulls through and is able to go accept his Football Hall of Fame award in Canton this year. Was nominated for the Hall of Fame, the National Football Hall of Fame, on the second ballot. So they're hoping he can get well enough to go and receive that in person. Steve McMichael McMichael was also a United States champion and a member of the Four Horsemen. This, on the other hand, staying in the monotone that we are, this is Garrison Cade, also known as Lance Cade. He passed away.
Dude, that's 1981 to 2010.
Shawn Michaels trained this man. Was getting ready to go into a big level feud against Shawn Michaels. He was Chris Jericho's lackey. Got on a plane alive. Did not come off the plane alive. Pressure in the cabin caused some form of a seizure, and he died before reaching the ground. Big loss. He was only like, 30-something when it happened. He was very young, very beginning of his career, former tag team champion. Our thoughts, of course, prayers have always went out with Lance Cade and his family. Lance Cade, happy birthday. Or it is his birthday.
It
Would have been his birthday.
yes.
Happy birthday, sir. Happy heavenly birthday. Let's hit this with the next one. Who we got?
All right. Now, we've got to run through a few celebrity birthdays, and then we're going to get into all that fun stuff that I know everyone's waiting for and the bullshit.
Oh,
that right
super
there is
excited.
Bob from Stranger Things.
Of course. That's also Frodo's lover in the Lord of the Rings.
I don't watch those.
He played in the
They're
Goonies.
walking. There's a lot of walking involved.
They're looking for a ring.
They have the ring.
Oh, okay. Well,
They're
see, then
just
I
walking.
know less about it than I thought.
And they ride trees too.
Goonies.
Goonies, of course, obviously.
Goonies, never say that.
Not only the Goonies, but numerous. Let me tell you. First off, what's the one? 51st Dates,
Yes.
where he plays the brother, is
Yeah,
fucking
that
hilarious.
That was good.
A lot of the Adam
All
Sandler.
the half shirts.
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
The list.
I was about to say, because of that lisp, that kind of makes me. He reminds me of Cody Rhodes now, in that movie.
Did he finish his story
Like
though?
a young Cody Rhodes.
Did he at least get to finish his story?
No, it's 51st Dates. Remember, she forgets and starts over.
Oh, so he gets a new story every year,
yeah.
every day. I got
Yeah.
you. Yeah, just like Cody Rhodes. Sean Astin's got to be up there. He's definitely older than me. 54?
57.
How about 53? Today.
That's it, Bob.
Today.
I'm pissed at you. This was the next one. I was pissed when they killed Bob.
Yeah, you leave Bob alone.
I was
They
even
killed
more.
him.
I was even more pissed. Spoiler alert! When they killed fucking Munson
I know.
in the last season.
Eddie.
Did you see they cast him as the Human Torch?
No.
Yeah, Quinn. They cast him as Johnny Storm,
All right.
and Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic,
I did know that.
which is great. He needs to play Eddie Guerrero because he looks just like him. Who is this?
Also today, this is Rashida Jones.
Rashida Jones.
She is, I know her mostly from, was it Parks and Rec?
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
Was it The Office or a different one? I don't remember. But Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec is what I remember the most from.
Yeah.
She's Quincy Jones's daughter.
Yes. Music mogul Quincy Jones. I'm going to say, off just my knowledge of her, 41.
And that's where I was going to go. 42.
How about 48?
Hey!
Yeah, she's 48 years old. She's
I'm Price.
48.
Price is right the shit out of you.
Hell
just
yeah.
then.
Atta girl.
Why do we have half carrots?
Why are those tops of carrots?
Exactly.
top!
Why are those tops
Oh,
of
okay.
carrots?
It's carrot top. I got you. Fucking
Once
love
again,
carrot top.
plastic surgery.
Oh, bad. Except that motherfucker is stacked. I don't know if you've seen him lately.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He got
Yeah,
muscles on
that's
top.
Would have went crazy.
52 for carrot top.
Prop comic. Was in the movie Chairman of the Board. I always like Carrot Top. I like his gig. I like his gags. I like all that shit. What did you say?
52.
I'm gonna say 57.
How about 59?
59.
59 today.
There you go. We are still streaming, so we're gonna continue to talk. Okay, our phone's
Max was
just gone
buffering for a second.
up. Let's see. Who got that? Who got that point?
You.
I did. Okay. I
Yeah,
saw
you
Carrot
did.
Top one time when I was younger. Right on.
But did you eat the bottoms?
That is Miss Chelsea Handler.
That's who that is.
I have seen her boobies more than most people's boobies. Because she just likes to show her titties everywhere.
Excuse you.
It's true. She shows her titties everywhere, and they're old titties. It's weird. Chelsea Handler's hilarious. Chelsea Handler show, of course. Chelsea on top. She's every bit, respectfully, 57.
54.
How about 49?
She looks
Today.
older.
Them their smile
point.
lines are pretty harsh.
Let me go to
I have no idea who
the
this is.
27th.
Who is that?
That is Adam Baldwin.
That is the youngest of the Baldwins.
Alright, the other
And
Baldwin.
you know what I remember him most from?
What's that?
A Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Yes!
It's
Yes!
been so long since I watched that movie.
Oh my god, yeah!
He's
Wow!
always the guy that the traitor that turns on them all, turns in the town and shit.
That's one of the
They make him burn down the
most
church.
underrated Heath Ledger movies.
I agree.
Yes,
I
it
love
is.
100% agree. One of the most underrated Mel Gibson movies.
Yeah.
Mel Gibson in what was the one, We Were Soldiers, was also underrated. It was really fucking good. The helicopters and shit.
Yeah.
If he's the youngest of the Baldwins, that doesn't really say much.
Alex in his 70s.
Yeah, Steven's got to be a little older than this guy. And I'm going to say Steven's got to be in his 50s.
46.
I'm going to say 47 just because I think he's older.
Adam Baldwin will be 62 tomorrow.
Dang.
I'll take it.
That was you.
He might not have been. I think Steven was the youngest now that I think about it.
Yes, he
Maybe.
was.
I believe so.
I fucking love this guy and everything he's in. Every single fucking thing
I
John
know I've
Turturro
seen
is
him in so many things, but I cannot remember.
He's
his
in the
first name.
Zohan.
John Turturro.
Transformers.
His roles.
He
in
was the
Transformers
butler
are-
in Mr. Deeds.
Okay, alright. That's where I know him from.
Secret Window was one of my favorites.
Yes.
Him and Johnny Depp. You stole my story.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
good.
I
so
love
good.
that movie so much. I knew I recognized that smile.
Jam, John Turturro.
Well, speaking of
man.
that, Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. He's played a lot of things. So good in everything he's in. He's up there. I think he's older than he actually looks. And
Well,
that's
I
saying
can tell
something.
you.
Shit.
63.
64.
How about 67 on the 28th?
Cool beans. Yeah, I like
That's
him.
impressive, though.
I like him in everything.
Oh, yeah.
You get one pee-pee touch?
Is it Superman's birthday?
Once every 4 years, on February 29th, there is a very special birthday celebrated, and that is Superman.
How old is Superman? Is that what you're asking?
Did I write this down?
I don't know.
Superman. They started celebrating Superman's birthday in 1966.
Wow.
Superman is 58.
But
This year.
because he's a leap year baby, he's really only like 12.
He only gets to legitimately celebrate every 4 years.
Right.
Because he's Kryptonian. Has nothing to do with the fact that it's a leap year, it's Kryptonian. All of the Kryptonians are born on February 29th. That's a Kryptonian.
And
Annie
thing.
316
Because
was
it
born
took
on
him
Luke Day.
4 years to get here.
See?
Ah.
Did you hear that, Luke?
Huh?
Annie 316 is a leap year baby.
Oh, yes. She also scary.
She turns
Sometimes.
9 this year.
I watched her clang beer cans together. It was kind of scary.
It was fantastic.
That is Mr. Ron Howard. As Opie is self.
Richie Cunningham.
Of course, Stand By Me comes to mind, but he was really just the director of that. But he's a hell of a director. Ron Howard, God, he's old. He ain't had hair since hair had him.
I know.
Him or his fucking brother.
He
76.
barely had hair in Happy Days.
His brother has the greatest fucking Krusty the Clown haircut I've ever seen. What is his name? It's Ron Howard and Clint Howard, also known for Silent Night, Deadly Night, and The Waterboy.
Yeah.
Who dare? Ron Howard's got to be.
I said 67.
That's a good guess. That's a super good guess. 65.
How about 70?
Hey!
Good one. Yeah, I like Ron Howard. Busy. What is his name?
That is Mr. Zack Snyder.
Oh, that is not who I thought that was.
No, not even fucking close. Luke.
It's your glare on. It's the glare.
That's why I was just. What
When
the hell are you doing?
When it first popped up, I thought it was Misha Collins.
Well, he cut his hair off that guy after the Mummy movies.
Yeah.
And looks a lot like that. Zack Snyder is who that is. Hashtag. We want the Snyder universe. We want the Snyder universe back.
Yes.
Hashtag Snyder universe. Hashtag Caleb's mama's ass. Hashtag Zack Snyder universe.
Hashtag I Heart Rhonda.
iHeartRhonda.com.org.
We are not for profit.
Horestick.impact.org.
No, don't worry there anymore.
Man, Zack Snyder's director, so many things. Zack Snyder's got to be
50.
51.
How about 58 years old
Dang.
on March 1st?
That motherfucker look a lot younger than that. All right,
That was your point?
that was me, I
That was
believe.
him.
That was your point again. Well, you need to stop it.
Oh, that's James Bond.
Also on, that's March 2nd.
March 2nd, Daniel Craig.
Yes.
Also in the Rose to Fame in the, of course, as James Bond, but also in the
Knives Out
Girl
movie
with the
and
Dragon tattoo movies.
he was in the
which
Knives
were hard
Out
to
and
fucking
Glass
watch.
Onion.
Huh?
Knives Out and the Glass Onion.
Oh yeah,
were,
so good. He's
third
the
one in there.
knockoff guy if you want something other than Caruso.
I think he's really good, and he's got one of those.
If you've never
Voices.
seen Knives Out or the other one, think about
Watch
Murder on the Orient Express or Death on the Nile or Haunting in what is it? Haunting in something.
That's the other one. That's him.
Those-
That's him.
No.
I think no, you're
No.
right. That's the other guy.
That's
the other guy. You're
the
right.
other guy. But if you've seen those movies, the same thing. Same vein. Not the same movies, but the same vein. Mysteries.
They're good.
Daniel Craig, every bit of 65 years old.
70.
How about 56 years old? On March
All right
2nd.
then. He's not Sean Connery, so it doesn't matter.
2 birthdays left.
This is Mrs. Rebel Wilson. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Fat Amy?
Not anymore.
It's Fat Patricia.
Well, Fat. I thought it was Fat Amy.
She went by Fat Amy, but then she said my name is really Fat,
Fat Patricia. That's right.
Well, either way, not anymore.
No, now she's fat with a PH. Fat, P-H-A-T. Pretty hot and tempting. I learned that from a movie. I just don't remember which one it was. She's funny.
She's hilarious.
I hate to be the
Yeah.
person to say this, but I think she was funnier when she was bigger.
She was prettier when she was bigger.
She was.
I do believe that she was better looking
She
when
was
she was bigger.
absolutely
However,
hysterical Night at the Museum.
kudos to you of losing the weight and feeling better. That's what's important. With that being said,
37.
38.
Rebel Wilson will be 44 years old on the 2nd.
Wow, I did not know she was that old. I could have swore she would. Well, that would have mean in them fucking Pitch
that
Perfect
another one
movies,
for
she
you?
would have been.
Them Aussies age well.
Yeah, they do.
That was another one for you, right?
Did I get that one?
It doesn't really matter because this is the last birthday.
Oh, that's John Bon Jovi.
Yep. Bon Jovi. Old
He
as
gave
crap.
Love a bad name.
If you don't know who Bon Jovi is, why are you here?
He's wanted dead or alive. I don't know if you know that.
Yes.
He's a cowboy. But he rides a
Tommy
skateboard.
used to work on the dock. Union's been on strike. He's down on his luck. It's tough. So
Does
tough.
Gino work for Dino all day?
All day. Dreaming of her man she brung home her pay for love.
How old is he?
He's halfway there. So
I'd say he's a little more than halfway at this point.
he's getting closer to being shot down to Blaze of Glory.
63.
Dr. Feelgood. I just felt like saying that. It's not his song. He knows that about him. But his diner, restaurant that he owns,
It's a pay what you can.
is a pay what you can diner to help feed the homeless population and shit. That
If you
it's
can't
cool as
afford
fuck.
anything, you get your meal for free.
also was a vampire hunter at one point. Didn't know if you knew that. He was in the movie John Carpenter's Vampires too. The Day of the Dead or some shit like that. Anyway, John Bon Jovi is.
I said 63.
61. 61?
I said 63 already.
Well, you gotta remember, you're on my bad ear.
Like 3 times.
You're on my deaf ear.
Is this better?
Now, John Bon Jovi will be 62 years old.
So
Luke, gets that final?
yeah, I did. Well,
I got 2.
Good job, baby.
You got 3.
Oh, I
three.
had 3. Oh,
You had
look at
two.
that.
Hey, it's your first time 3?
I didn't know half of the
I
people
was guessing
were
out my ass. This whole time I was just guessing fucking numbers. All right. It is time for the bullshit segment. Max, what we got first here, brother?
Alright. Let's see. What do we got?
Oh, see, we were talking about this the other day. The movie City Slickers.
Uh-huh.
Jack Palance, who played Curly, said that this was one thing that meant everything in life is down to one thing.
Okay.
But you have to figure it out for yourself. What this means actually is even before he was born, Jack Palance was acknowledging his tribal chief with the one thing. Just saying, Jack Palance, Roman Reigns fan. I didn't make it up. That is photographic evidence right there.
It is.
I found it on the internet, and we all know that everything that's on the internet's real. Let's get to the next one. Bro didn't even have a job, let alone a story, and still finished it before Cody Rhodes and never cried about his dad. That is Dolph Ziggler. That is hilarious.
That is good.
Wait, hold on. Did you hear that?
Can we hear Caleb?
It's Caleb crying from somewhere. Hashtag
It's
Caleb
Cody
Crybabies.
crybaby.
I said that one.
Alright, next. Let's see.
Got there and ate them.
It's amazing that these roads are still actually used and everything, though. And it's a really cool idea that they were able to do that way
Yeah.
back then. And I use this because I've always been a big fan of the Roman era.
Well, yeah, especially when you take the reins. I get it. Alright, so this is the next.
Are all of them
next
going to be that far of a stretch?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Okay.
R-Truth, of course, like we said earlier, went to Austria instead of Australia. But he went, what no one's talking about is he went to try to free
Nick
Nick
Mysterio.
Mysterio and get the pyro back. He also had to, but he had to stop. He got interrupted because he had to stop and visit his childhood hero, John Cena. But he couldn't see him either for some reason.
Yeah. He
Here's
could
the,
hear him, he just couldn't see him.
here's the next one here. This man got an 18-hour flight just to ruin LA Knight's WrestleMania dream. It's actually true. There's really nothing funny about that. It's the truth. AJ Styles flew all that way just to do a run-in.
And R-Truth couldn't make it there to begin with.
Been greater if it was R-Truth that did it. That's the motherfucking Three Ninjas. Wow, I feel
That
old.
is a motherfucking
Holy shit. Tum Tum looking bigger than all of them.
That picture's mostly just for us.
First off, kudos.
Yeah.
Because I fucking love the Three Ninjas. Like, always have. That's
Rocky,
fucking awesome.
Tum Tum.
It's good to see that they're all three still alive.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And looking well. Like,
Yeah.
well kept. Cool. A lot of child stars from that era aren't that lucky. Stop it. I love this. So Christian cut a promo.
I thought this was fantastic.
Christian cut a promo on AEW television and said, Daniel, talking about Daniel Bryan. Bryan Danielson, I apologize. Said, Daniel, do you know a Jackie Garcia whose address is 2 Baker, Connecticut, Buffalo, New York? That actual address is the cemetery to which Brie Bella's mom is buried. Or grandma. Is either mother or grandmother buried. Christian's a fucking savage. And I love it. Hit us with the next one. In the 1940s, black jazz musicians started calling each other man because they were used to being called boy by everyone else. That is actually true.
Hence the term, hey man.
Hey man, yeah. That's awesome.
Just interesting. Yeah, I throw a little history stuff in here.
In 1983,
And
Terry
black
Bollea,
you're right.
otherwise known as Hulk Hogan, coined the phrase brother.
I don't think that's
No?
right.
If you ask him, it is. Next. Oh, for fuck's sake. The Illinois butthole tickling bandit has finally been caught.
That's for me.
Okay, so I'm 99%
Man
sure.
arrested for breaking into homes and tickling buttholes.
I'm 99% sure that I know the guy that they put the face in the picture.
I know him too.
Is it James Salisbury?
I think it
I
is.
think it is.
Here's the deal. This is actually a real story, but unfortunately it is not from Illinois. We actually reported on this about a year ago when we started doing the bullshit portion. We talked about the butthole tickler and the lady who put testicles in her chili or spaghetti
Yeah.
in the same show. It was a Wild Card Wednesday, I think is what it was called when we were doing it back then. That's hilarious. Also, I'm sorry, bro, if you actually watch this show. Hell, I don't know. If that's you, quit tickling buttholes, I guess. I don't know. You won't be on our show. What we got next?
1944, Brogan Doodlebug, 10 horsepower. The Doodlebug could achieve the top speed of 45 miles an hour and travel nearly 70 miles to 1 gallon of gas.
Why don't we have those anymore?
The Hogan douchebag? What is it called?
I won't.
Brogan Doodlebug.
Brogan Doodlebug. Oh, I was way off. All right, well, that's a cool
Hogan
looking car.
douchebag.
That was made for midgets and pygmies and stuff, because there's no way in hell I could get in that car. No way in hell I'd fit in there. My knees would be up back behind my ears. All right, let's hit us with the next one.
Actual story I came across.
Hold on, interesting Black History moment. Well done. Right on, appreciate it. What is this? What am I looking at?
17-year-old high school senior is defending her crown. Over the weekend, she won a Maine state wrestling title, defeating 3 boys in a single day. No fluke, Maine girl beats boys to win 2nd straight state wrestling title.
Good for her.
Do we have a name?
No, unfortunately.
We will get back to you on a name for that. Congratulations to you, darling. You have done something that women's athletes don't get as much credit as they deserve.
Especially at
That age.
bracket.
At that age especially, they don't get enough credit as they're deserved. Girl power is just that. Football, basketball, wrestling, track, soccer, hockey, pygmy tossing, whatever you can find. I'm telling you right now, girls can do it just as good as guys can, if not better.
I think we have to call it micro tossing now.
No, I said nothing about micros. I said pygmies. It's different.
Not to mention, here in the United States, most states have their girls' sports and boys' sports separate. So the fact that she's wrestling boys, she probably only has a male-only team at her school.
Look at her. She's an amazing physique. Like, she should be. She's kicking ass.
Yeah.
I'm proud. That's awesome. I hope that you take it even further than that. What do we got here?
This is I told you I like the Roman era. A Roman, a hologram.
Hold on.
ring.
Her name is Maddie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Arizona also has a female state winner. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's really cool. Thank you, Megan, for that.
Yes.
Megan.
This is a Roman hologram
Megan,
ring
you forgot your jacket. Sorry.
from the 1st century AD, discovered in the grave of a noblewoman.
A beauty.
Quarta,
Quarta?
likely representing her son, Titus. His name. He
Carvilius
died at 18.
Gemello.
Underneath the thing is, what does that say?
Unearthed at the Grotta Fertata Necropolis near Rome.
There it is. Okay, so what this is this is a holographic ring depicting her son that was created in the 1st century AD.
That's cool.
Roman technology was so
More advanced
awesome,
than what it is
and
now.
way more advanced than we realize and even think. And this is just one of the cool things that have been found.
Right on.
A lot of stuff was destroyed during the volcano that destroyed Pompeii. Read that license plate.
36, 24, 36. Only if she's 5'3". Oh, I like big butts.
If you don't get that joke, go listen to more music.
You need some Sir Mix-a-Lot in your life, bad.
Yeah.
Next. A 2.3 meter long sword with a gently carved blade was unearthed beside a 4 meter long coffin at the Tomoto Maruyama Mound in Japan, dating back to 4th century AD during the Kofun period. Now,
this is proof of giants and that they knew how to make giant swords.
nice. Actually, I just seen one about a sword that was unearthed not that long ago. I was watching something on TV that had a gold incantation on it. There's in a language no one understands. Did you see this? They pulled it out of the
It's
ground.
not called an incantation, but I know.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's all gold
Engraving.
writing. Yeah.
Engraving.
That is dated back before Christ.
Inlay.
Inlay, yes, thank you. But yeah, that's awesome, man. So there was giants and they had swords.
Giants. I would assume it's proof of giants.
Or just one really tall guy.
Maybe it's from Paul Bunyan.
You know what? Maybe it
I
was.
met him once.
Maybe they built that to fight Godzilla.
Go Godzilla.
It's Power Ranger swords, what it is. Voltron. All right, what do we have here? Robert Gibson Johnson, a gentleman farmer from Salem, New Jersey, publicly ate a basket of tomatoes in 1820 to prove they were not poisonous. At the time, tomatoes were considered dangerous and were primarily used as decorative plants. This public demonstration, known as the Salem Tomato Trial, helped change the perception of tomatoes. Here's the deal.
Which is
I still don't like them.
Which is also why, when people would go to a show, they would throw tomatoes at the people they didn't like, because they were thought to be poisonous.
So we're trying to kill people with tomatoes.
I don't know that that's actually accurate, but I assume so.
Lots
Sounds
of
like to me.
tomatoes and rotten.
I would assume so.
Here's the deal. Why does he look like the guy who plays the Grim Reaper, William Sadler, on Bill and
doesn't.
Ted? Yeah, he does. Look at his face.
No, he doesn't.
He looks just like William Sadler,
No,
the
he
actor.
doesn't.
All right.
I completely. I just.
Hey, y'all, while you're out there in television land, he's also from Disturbing Behavior. Go and check him out as the Rat Man. I bet he looks just like that motherfucker. All right, what we got next?
Disturbing behavior.
This is young Dre and Eminem. Dre signing Eminem.
That's
to
terrible.
Aftermath
That's terrible,
Records, yeah.
Max. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm sorry, I was laughing too hard already.
I mean, we all know that Bow Wow don't ride first class. Prove that. Anybody remember that scandal? When he's talking about riding in a private jet and shit. Put it on Twitter. He was balling out and shit. And somebody who was in back of him right here.
So wait a minute. No, I have to stop you for a second because this really bothers me.
What?
You were more upset about Bow Wow representing Dre than you are Malcolm in the Middle representing Eminem.
Let me ask you a question.
Or is it the other way around?
Let me ask you a question.
Is Bow Wow Eminem?
Hold on, let me ask you a question. Serious question. Have you ever heard Frankie Muniz rap?
No.
I've heard Bow Wow rap, and he ain't even in the caliber of Eminem. So
Well,
he has to be Dre. Just saying. But no.
So are you saying that Malcolm in the Middle is supposed to be Dre? Is that what you're saying?
No, Malcolm would be Eminem because you've never heard him rap. I've heard Bow Wow rap. I know he sucks. Therefore, it can't be Eminem. Can't be Dr. Dre really either because I like Dre. What do we got here?
What about Dre?
A goalkeeper stood alone on the field for 15 minutes, not knowing the football match had been canceled due to heavy fog.
Wow.
This is
That's
a picture
fucked
of
up.
a
Nobody told that man nothing.
This is a picture of a goalkeeper standing in front of the goal amongst heavy fog, just kind of
Just waiting.
prepared, waiting.
Somebody needs to give that man a
And I
fucking
do believe
Molson or
that
something.
was
Wouldn't
legit.
you have known that they have to meet first? before
Not
they
with
get
this
on field?
fog. He
No.
thought the game was still going
No,
on.
not if the whole game's down at the other end of the field. You never know. You know, it's kind of like that scene in the Mighty Ducks. You know, Fulton scored. I am really bored.
Yeah, yeah. I hate that you do that.
I love it. I love it.
Well, this changes everything.
This is Jesus from the Big Lebowski.
Yep.
With his bowling ball, and there's a Egyptian carving that clearly depicts someone holding a bowling ball, quite exactly looking exactly like Jesus there.
His nose is almost in the hole of that bowling ball.
Well, he's got to smell it real good.
It's fucked up, bro. It's fucked up. What we got here? Bow Wow. Chicken.
Chicken.
Bow Wow. Chicken Bow Wow. Chicken Bow Wow. Chicken Bow Wow. Come with it now. I love it.
That was great.
That is a little bit
Made
of
me laugh.
that's a little bit of Rage Against the Machine humor.
Made me laugh. We're getting close to the end here.
All right, here's the next one. I don't even want to know what that's called.
And
I'm gonna.
just like that, I'm not allowed in pottery class anymore.
That's fucking
Oh,
terrible.
you're welcome.
That's
That was
fucking
not
terrible.
actually my picture.
You're
That's-
welcome.
that's
That was
terrible.
from Sweet Tea because you know tea goes in that pot.
Hey, you can't necessarily blame the. Hold on.
You would ask for that.
You can't necessarily
You're welcome.
blame the pottery guy. It was cold in there. Next. Piss Jug Man.
I came across this and it made me laugh hysterically.
That's terrible.
Our mascot, Piss Jug Man, recently visited the Salina K through 8 school to teach kids the importance of recycling and litter cleanup.
Okay.
The presentation called "You're in Trouble If You Litter" was shown to 3rd graders at the school. Students said the presentation was enjoyable and sobering, and acknowledged their past mistakes with littering. Afterward, each student was presented a certificate from PISS for promising to never litter again in their lifetime. Now, first off, hang on. 3rd graders.
Uh-huh.
Were their exact words really sobering?
Well, here's the deal.
If so, I think they're going to need to go talk to their parents more than anybody.
Well, first off,
Yeah.
I have never. First off, yeah, that's terrible. No, they might have said goobering, and they just thought they said sobering. Could be. I thought it meant it was unenjoyable, and they were sobbing.
I
in the
doubt
corner,
they
but I
said
read
it was
wrong.
enjoyable either. I don't imagine. Piss Jug Man.
Piss Jug Man. I like it.
Can that be our new mascot?
All right. Today I make a graceful exit.
Do you?
Well, after Piss Jug Man, I mean...
You can't get any worse than Piss Jug Man, except maybe Shit Jug Man.
Oh my
Nope.
god.
Two girls, one apparatus, and a theme song that I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
Spare parts, bud.
Anyway,
Are you broke?
thank you guys for joining
I thought
us
I
this
broke
week.
for a second there.
We had a lot of fun. We talked about piss jugs and cups and women pooping and things. Speaking of pooping things, we also talked about Cody Rhodes.
Hashtag Cody Crybaby.
Until we meet again. Until we meet again. Suck a dick, He-Man. No, thanks for joining us this week. Next week we'll do the coronation for the points and get ready for WrestleMania weekend, where we will do the WrestleMania Punnage Challenge. I hope y'all are ready, because when y'all lose, I got something very delicious that I've thought about for just all
That's
three of
funny
you.
because I got something delicious for you too, bud.
But until
You
then,
can take that out on camera.
Make
Mitch.
sure you hit the like button.
hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. All of
Comment
your
Rachel's
likes.
new name.
Yes, we need a nickname for Rachel in the comments. Put it in the comments. Go on, put it in there. Also, send it to us on Facebook.com at Facebook.com/ProWrestling Throwdown. You can send it to us at the X.com at ProWrestling TD. You can catch us all over social media. TikTok at Pro Wrestling Throwdown 1. Pro Wrestling Throwdown, the website at ProWrestlingThrowdown.com. And, of course, you can join us at streamlabs.com/ProWrestling Throwdown for all of your merch needs. We enjoy that y'all joined us here on a lovely Sunday. It has been a long, long weekend.
Yes.
We are finally
It has.
at the end of the weekend. We are looking forward to the future, forward to Raw on Monday night. And from me and the entire crew here, we would only like to say, as always,
Keep
Keep
it
in the ring.
in the ring.
and also
Merch store.
merch store, yeah, and KB's mama's fine ass,
Yeah.
the mayor of mama's bet. Did you break again? Did you break again? What were you doing?
Ah!
Don't try to RKO me with your own gun. No, from us to you, keep it real.
That was wrong, babe.
It was not wrong. I rather enjoyed myself. I can't help it that Max had a stretch in his back. He had to do one of these numbers.
I can't
If
help it.
Orton would have,
Sometimes I just
if
gotta
now
go.
hold on, if Orton would have stretched like that, he might have won an elimination chamber.
You were commenting back.